Alright, so this is going to be a quick video just on Mission Maker, the basic layout, and some of the functions. So first thing to do is open up Mission Maker, and we're going to go to the Display Development Info and check it. Then we're going to Edit Mode. This puts us in this view. So if you use L2, R2, you can zoom out. I'm using a controller. I highly recommend that you use a controller. It's just so much easier than using a keyboard and mouse. So what we got is you got to make a title first. So we're going to make it 911 AAA test Z something something. I'm just making a title that's going to go straight to the top. Then you can put author if you want. Enter a description. I don't really do that. And if I try to save it right now, it won't save. That's because I have to go to the placement. So within this menu and within Mission Maker, there's two groups of things you need to know. There's what's called placements and objectives. And that's how you build everything. So a placement, simply put, is just things you put on the map that are placed. So it might be an actor, a vehicle, a pickup, a prop, your own character. So we have to start with putting a start point, which is going to be our own character. So it starts you out here, main character, and you can change it to the other ones. So I usually do what's called multiplayer, and the model is all the way to the left. So if I keep going left, I will eventually get to the free mode male. He's right after the Juggernaut. There he is. So right here. Now it says add weapon, remove weapon. Don't worry about that because whatever is added right there is removed, so it doesn't matter. Keep this default variation. That's his dress. So if I put him random, when people spawn in, he's going to be wearing random stuff. So to lay him down or to set him anywhere, you basically move him and then you just put model and you click it. Now he's down. So now that we have a player start point and a title, we're going to go to mission settings. This is specific to your mission. Do you want it to keep their weather or do you want it to force weather? Do you want it to keep their time or do you want it to force time? So a lot of times I'll leave this current. So do you want them to start with a wanted level? Do you want them to have a max ability, like a possibility to get a wanted level? We put this to 0. We put police to ignore the player. I usually leave that blank depending on what it is. Actor and vehicle population is how much of the population do you want. Like say we wanted no actors and just vehicles, that'll happen. If we want just a little bit of actors and a lot of vehicles, that can happen. And then we just leave this where it is. So once we have this set, these are our main two placements before we start saving. So we're going to save. Now I can save. So now we can talk about the placements a little bit. What are things that can be placed? You can place actors. So if I go here, you can see I have all these lists right here. I can't do anything until I add an actor. And then an actor has objectives that you can spawn on. So you'll notice that in LSPDFR or callouts, I set all my stuff to spawn on 4. The reason why is I want to be able to give people time to go to that purple, and I don't want the assets wasting up memory until they go to purposely hit the purple checkpoint, and then it loads in, which you're gonna see. So what we got here is we got to make some objectives because we don't have any. So we're gonna do 4 quick objectives so you can understand what it does. And we're gonna do this like I would do a call out. So the first objective I always do is gonna be timeout. Now there's a whole list of them. There's checkpoints, go to actor, enter a vehicle. A lot of these we don't even use. I use like maybe 5 of these. So the main one, go to timeout. We'll click it down. We'll put it where we want it. We never want it like in our workspace. Just put it off to the side. So you can put text here. A timeout is a placeholder. So I can put like how long something times out until the next objective. That's the basic of it. I'm going to put 0 because that's what I usually do. Now we're going to do another one. And this time we're going to put like the callout has started. Callout started. We're just given a prompt to let them know. And then like within 5 seconds after that, the next objective is going to happen, which is going to be the purple. So we're going to go to our objectives up here. We're in the list. We want the checkpoint. So we got all these different things, but once again, we can't do anything until we add a checkpoint. So we're going to add the checkpoint here. Like my callout, we're just going to make it purple. I always make number 3 purple. So now we can do transparent here. It gets rid of the null number in there. You can change the diameter, how big it is. So we'll go minimum height. I always do this 0.5. Trigger distance is how long it is until it triggers. So we'll put it right about there. Make sure that's transparent again. Take away the sound. So now, we now have that, and then it'll make us go there. And then after that is done, it'll populate the next one. So we'll put the next one like right here. This will be like the scene of something. So now what we're going to do is add objectives. So we're in objectives. If we go to edit, we can see what we have so far. We have the player coming down. We have the timeout. We have the timeout again, but with text. And then we also have the checkpoint. So we're going to add another checkpoint. Add. We want this one to be yellow. That's what we usually do for a call out. This will be like the location where it puts it on the map. And everything's already set, so we just put it down. There we go. So now what we have, if we watch this, we're going to save it. We're going to unload it, exit, play, and we are going to go, I believe that's it right there. Is that it? Yep. So you can see the call out started. If we look at the current objectives in 5 seconds, there goes that. So now, like if you were doing my call out, that's the purple. We would go trigger it. So once we trigger that, it gives us a location. So there's the location right there. And then when we go there, the mission's over. So what we're doing is we're building steps. We're building tasks. We're telling them to go here, go to A, go to B, go to C, go to D. So if we do this again, edit mode, load mission, we're going to go to our mission. Now we're going to say, let's put somebody down. So we're going to say on. So if we go to objectives, we're going to go to our edit objectives right here. So we're going to say that on 4, because that's when I usually make stuff appear. On 4, we're going to have an actor appear. So add actor. Make sure it spawns on 4. So that means as soon as they hit that purple, as soon as this appears, these assets show up. So we'll have Michael show up right here. This is wet. This arms him. So he won't have it on him unless you do this. If you do enemy and change his relationship group, then he'll shoot you right away. But we want it neutral. We want him to have his gun hidden. He'll have it right there. We want him to be default. We want him to be random, so he can dress any way he wants. So here we go. Same thing with any other peds. So if we were to do like a female, now she will randomly dress each time. We'll make her neutral, and we'll go ahead and hit model once we're done. So now on 4, she's going to appear. So then we have what's called properties. So if we back out of here, anytime we want to like go to her and see her properties, we go to actor and then we go to properties, and we can see all the different stuff about her. Like if we want her to have a blip, if we want her health to be really high, if we want her to die a certain way, if I want her dead, if I want her to fight, if we want to change her to enemy. So we can give her a task. So we'll give her a task. And we'll give her a scenario like smoking. There we go. So we'll save this. I'm just saving. So now what'll happen is we have a lady showing up on 4. So we're going to go to objectives and we're going to give the player an objective after 4 to go talk to her. So we'll put that over here. And then we'll say go talk. So we'll show you the code for coloring. So shift 6 is an arrow. Y, like that. So yellow, blue, orange. The color would matter. So talk to the, and then we'll do, well, so if we were going to do this, we want to do yellow talk, white talk to the, and then red for, and we'll do purple. We'll say female. We won't call her a suspect. There we go. Talk to the female. We'll change her to a companion so she looks at us. We'll pick the go-to range, how close you have to be for her to recognize you. So we'll do it about there. And we'll link her. Very important. You have to link. Once it's green, now it knows that that is the ped you're going to talk to. So we'll go ahead and save this. We'll go back to our placement. Next, we're going to give it another objective. Like, let's say we want to do some text. We'll do timeout. So add timeout. We'll do female. So purple, female. And then I can put whatever she says, like, do you have a problem? There we go. And then we have how many seconds in between till the next objective. So we'll give it about 5 seconds and then she'll do the next objective. So the next objective we're going to make is within placement we have actor, and this is her global property, okay? That means like that's what she does all the time, but if we wanted her to change on a certain objective, we would use the objective and we want to set her actor objective right here. So that means that on this next thing, she's going to do something. So we're going to hit use actor, we're going to link her, and we're going to change her to an enemy. Okay? So she's going to be cool for a minute and then she's going to switch. So then we'll save it. Placement, objective. So we're going to look at our edit objectives so we can see everything we got. So edit objectives lets you edit right from here. So if you want to look at it, you want to edit it right from there, you can. So I always use this list. So after 7, let's say we want to do something. We're probably going to end up killing her. But let's say we do 8. So the next objective we're going to do is just a timeout. So we'll leave that for like 10 seconds and then the mission's over. So here we go. I don't know if she has a gun. I don't remember. So we're going to look at her global property. So actor, properties. And she has a carbine rifle, which she wouldn't have. We'll give her like a knife or something. I like giving them a ball. That way they can throw it at me. Come on, where is it? Alright, she's getting the next gun. She's getting that. Alright, cool. So here we go. We're going to play it. Unload, exit. Whoop. So we're going to play the mission. Right here. Call out is started. We'll walk over here. So there we have that yellow. The purple would come up with like the call out. Let's say, you know, female, blah, blah, blah. And then once we roll up on scene, this would trigger. So now it wants us to talk to the female. It's not going to do anything to progress the objective until we do that, until we get in her bubble. So now we're going to go to her bubble. It triggered. Do you have a problem? Now she's going to get violent. And in 5 seconds, she's going to be dead. or the mission's over. There we go. So the main things to take away from this video is Mission Maker is built off of placements and objectives. The placements are just what you place on the map and on what objectives they spawn. Then it's going to be, in order to be able to save, you have to first go back to this real quick. Load the mission. In order to be able to save, you have to first build your start point. Then set your mission settings. Do those two first, then you're able to save. So now, if we looked at our objectives, I'm going to show you one last thing. We're going to change something. Objectives. When we go to edit objectives, we have all these right here. Let's say we want to get rid of her shooting us. We can go here, and we can make her not an enemy. We'll just make her neutral again. So she still has her gun, but we don't see it. She's not forced to use it. So right now, I think she has her gun. No, she doesn't have it in her hand. Okay. So now if we play this, she won't shoot us. Now I'm going to show something else. So I'm going to show you how to use this insert before. So we have our list right here. Let's say we want to add more dialogue. We decided after this we want to add more dialogue. So we have 6 right here. Do you have a problem? But we want to be able to respond back. So we need to look at what that was. It's 6. So we want ours to be before or after 7. Before 7, but after 6. So insert before 7. And we'll put, we can use for dialogue, we can either use timeout objective, or we can use this, which lets us talk. So we're going to use this, add. We're going to put like what we would say. We got a call of a female trespassing. There we go. So you'll notice that I used blue. So blue for you. And then I put, we got a call of a female trespassing. Now we're going to use player because that's the person talking. This doesn't matter. And we're going to give ourselves a task. And then what we got to do here is set the task. And it's going to be play talking animation. So when we do this, it spawns Michael because he's going to be our little example of what what the gesture and everything's going to be like. So I'm going to go to hit U. I didn't bring this up. U brings you to ground camera. So right here, here's Michael. I can move him. So if you're indoors, this is really helpful to move and get everybody where you want them to place them. So we want seconds. How long is it going to take for our person to say what they said about the female trespassing? Probably 5 seconds. Now we can either leave mic chatter, or we can do talking with a gesture. So like this. So we'd say, she's asking like, why are you here? And we would say, you know, we're here about a female trespassing. That seems to work. So now we're going to close all this, save it, unload, and let's play it. Alright, so we'll walk over here, trigger this. You can see I'm on 4 on the current objective list. There's our female. We'll have our prompt. Go talk to the female. Okay, we can do that. She says, do you have a problem? We got a call of a female trespassing. And that's it. So notice that she is not shooting me, but she is going to follow me. Or she's not. Alright, so let's look at that one more time. We're going to load it up. Placement. Let's see here. Objectives. and edit objectives. So let's say we wanted to delete one of these or both of them. We could just hit delete and boom, boom, and we're good to go. So the last thing that we'll add is objective, edit objective. We want to make sure that we can add 8. So we want to make sure this is not checked. So we are just going to do timeout, bring it over here, and now I'm going to end the call out. I would just say like the call out is complete. When I end the call out, I always put the time to 59 minutes because that allows people to continue to play. Most people are going to crash before 59 minutes anyway. And it doesn't interrupt them when the call out ends. That's the ability to have the call out end and them still to be able to drive around and not have to change their vehicle and everything. Alright, so I think that's a good video just on like the basics of Mission Maker, the function, the layout, and just getting familiar with it. So after that, watch the next video or the next few videos, and then you should be able to put together a call out. I go over it a little bit more in depth.